What's good? Welcome to First String Podcast. On today's episode of First String Podcast, we have the one and only Jaff Walker from the BMitch Finlay show joining us. Jaff sort of kicked a hornet's nest today, and we ain't gonna let that go. We're gonna bring him in so he can tell us what's going on. We will talk about the Commanders 49ers game. We will also look back at the NFL. Said's got leaking oil, and was there a college football semifinal game yesterday? Two of them to be exact, and we will get into that. So, y'all know what time it is. Y'all ready to get to it? Let's go.
Yeah. First String Podcast. Yeah. True Danny. Dre on the beat. You know. Yeah. What's your favorite squad? Tell me who you going with. First String Podcast, yeah, we keep it lit. We got the latest updates, we don't pump fake. Like, comment, share, we don't care, feel free to hate. We got great guests join us, you should chime in. Trudini on the intro for the time being. Lady A, representing Washington. Pick Washington, everything Washington. Mo coming out of Dallas, know the business. Said, them Georgia Bulldogs ain't quitting. Yeah, if you ain't watching sports, you ain't living. About to get my mattress Mac on, about to bet $1 million, bet $1 million. Let's talk about it. We all grown and cool, we can talk about it. Before we hit the news, we gon' talk about it. Oh, you wanna bet? Let's pop a bottle about it.
Welcome back to First String Podcast. Do not forget to like and subscribe to First String Podcast. Give us that good thumbs up and hit the bell to enable alert for new content just like this. The most important part of this whole thing, though, is that you tell a friend to tell a friend about First String Podcast. Good things happen when that goes on. Let's get the squad in here because we got a lot to talk about and we got that much time. Say it. How you doing, man? Happy New Year.
What's going on, my brother? Ain't nothing to it. Happy New Year as well. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Okay, listen. HR promised that it's going to be a new year for us. Not too many fines. We're going to go down. Let's get HR in here and wish her a happy new year. Or should we say happy birthday? Hello.
So, as far as the fines, I can't promise that. That's all upon you guys.
Said you froze.
We can see you blinking, Sam.
That's right. It's off.
The fan is off, but we saw you blinking.
Let's get the one and only Jaff Too Funny, Jaff Walker for president in here from the BMitch Finlay show. How are you?
What's up, gang? What's up? How y'all doing? Hey, yo, lady, hey, it's your birthday?
No.
Oh, he was just saying. I was about to say, oh, happy birthday, Capricorn gang.
No.
She sent out happy birthdays instead of happy New Year's.
On accident.
Oh, okay.
It was a long evening.
She said, I was so done. I sent everybody a happy birthday.
Oh, yeah. It was time to go to bed.
A lot of libations.
Let's say what's up to everybody in the chat. Start off with Bruce Glass. Happy New Year, Bruce. Thank you for joining me and first in the building as always. And Bruce said good evening to everybody. Droop says happy New Year. We got Droop on Saturday. We got a Cowboys fan for the Cowboys game coming on Saturday to make their picks. So we'll see what Droop does. We got Don in the building.
Hey, Don. Hey, Droopy. Hey, Bruce.
Yeah. Don says we got Don on Saturday as well because Saturday will be the first Saturday in January. So Don will be ready with his question of the month. So Droop will be one of the first people to answer that question as well. And he said, "What's up?" He said, "Jaff Walker, what's going on?" Real strong.
What's up, dude?
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't have a question. Man. We don't have a question of the month yet because it's a new year, new month. Don, we won't have that until Saturday when you come on. But we got you. Right. So, y'all ready to jump right into this?
Let's get it.
All right. Let's start off with the Commanders and 49ers game from Sunday, New Year's Eve. The first half of this game turned out to be pretty competitive. And then San Fran realized that they were San Fran. Sam Darnold threw a couple of interceptions in the red zone, and Washington comes away with another loss. That's 7 in a row. Did we expect anything different? Jaff, let's start off with you.
No, I did. I wanted it to be competitive, but I knew we were going to lose. I how out of hand. I didn't know. I thought they was going to do what the Dolphins did earlier this season, to be quite honest. And right. I thought McCaffrey was going to have like 500 yards on us. So I didn't expect nothing. I was surprised though. I can't give him that.
So I just want to say that I was there. I was in attendance, and I was frustrated a little bit. I didn't think that we were going to win. And why are y'all laughing?
So I clicked the wrong button and my Fire Arthur Smith hashtag Fire Arthur Smith popped up.
Oh, I thought you meant that on purpose.
Okay. It's too early for that. We ain't made it in yet. My bad.
But I was actually shocked, and it's funny you said the Dolphins, because I looked at the Dolphins score and they got like destroyed, and I really thought we were gonna have that. So that vibe was up the beltway, not with us. So I'm happy it wasn't us, but I thought they were going to give it a little bit more fight. I think that, I have my suspicions on the rest of this season and whether or not we're going to win.
One more game to go.
And why we're going to win or not win. But it's very clear that we are playing for not a W, but for a number 2. That's what it's to me. That's where we
are. Okay. So that leads me to this one.
Well, let me go ahead and get my sense in, because I watched some of this game as well.
Okay.
I was thoroughly surprised at the way the Commanders were playing early. The fight that they at least put up in this game, it surprised me actually, because I figured that, similar to what he said, McCaffrey's gonna have like 500 yards. So I really did. I thought the 49er defense was gonna come in and just wreck the show, and it's gonna be 3 and out. So it really surprised me. It shows that they have potential, but it also shows that what I said at the beginning of the year, they need to fix number 1 offensive line.
Yeah.
Until they fix that, I don't care who you put back there. Brissett, at some point, the offensive line gives up and he gets sacked. So it just is going to happen.
And that hurt my feelings when he got sacked.
So since we going there, we got to fix the offensive line and things like that. Today on the BMitch Finlay show, we got this strong stuff from @Jeff2Funny about the Commanders playing Dallas this week. With the draft implications, it's Ashburn syndrome, but I will never root for a loss against the Cowboys. I hate their fans too much. Jeff, you've been going at this one all day. Why not stop now? Let's get into it, man.
Okay. Now, one thing I don't have is a losing spirit, right?
There you go.
Now, let's get to the first thing. People are saying we have to lose this game. Well, we are going to lose this game. People saying we have to, like it's an option, like we're going to come in there and actually fight and win. And a lot of people didn't listen to the show. I just said I would never root for a loss to the Cowboys. You will never catch me in the same room telling the Cowboys fan, y'all going to dog us. No matter how much I know in my heart that Sunday is going to be bad, you will never catch me saying, we're going to lose. Like, that don't even sound right at all. Especially being a competitor before, I'm a competitive DJ. You will never catch. I may know Jazzy Jeff will demolish me in the battle one-on-one, but you'll never hear me verbally saying that. And honestly, do I want us to win? Hell no. But will I root for a loss? What is the point of even watching the game if we're going to root for them to lose,
Right.
Like, I would rather go in there optimistic, like, it's a chance we can win, and just, get it crushed than going in there and talk about, y'all ready to see a loss? Because then it's just going to turn into a real negative experience. Look, when have you ever had a good Sunday in the past 7 weeks?
We haven't.
They was all had a good Sunday. But you woke up like, oh man, it's a possibility, and it got crushed. It's depressing. It's depressing going to sleep on a Saturday night. Going, damn, we about to get whooped tomorrow, y'all. Hey yo, pick, hey yo, sad lady, hey.
I'm with you.
let's go lose. Like,
I'm
No,
I'm
no, I
not going
honestly
to
think
do that.
they don't come out the
never
tunnel saying
do.
let's go lose. They don't do that.
Oh, but here's the thing, Jeff. I don't pick against my team. There's someone on this podcast who feels different, and that's okay.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I
okay.
pick to win because you guys play to win. Y'all play to win. Y'all
I
play
do,
to
but I
demolish
don't
me.
pick against my team.
But y'all play to demolish and humiliate me in these scores and make sure I'm at
But
the
that's
bottom
not
of
my
the pile
fault.
every
That's
week.
not our fault.
So some of those games when
not
I
our
pick the
fault.
Commanders,
if we in competition,
I learned my lesson. Yeah, we in competition.
Yeah, I'm
now.
gonna say we in
we're in-
So I'm gonna
competition.
tell the truth.
Okay,
I
so
gotta
here's
go
the
against
thing,
the
Jeff.
Commanders
We're
sometimes.
in competition. I don't pick against my team, and I'm still above pick. So you understand
I
where
don't
I'm
know if
coming
that's
from?
true
Okay.
anymore. I don't know if that's true anymore.
Oh, okay.
I
Now,
don't
don't
know,
get me
see?
wrong. Now, like the Bears, that was totally unexpected. But teams like that, oh yeah, I'm taking Commanders all day. I'm a rider.
And I did. And
But-
that
No,
introduced to some of my
You,
losses.
but you didn't even. I feel like you picked the under on. You don't pick good. You don't make good picks sometimes, and
That's not what
we
my bank
get
account say.
concerned. You picked the under on the Dolphins game. Like one of the Dolphins game, you chose the under.
Well, who knew that Denver was going to give up 70 points? No one knew that.
It doesn't matter if they're trending where they're destroying everyone.
That they wasn't doing that before they played Denver.
Their first game of the season showed you that they can score.
Well, listen, their first game of the season did. Their second game when they played. We'll get into all that later. Hey, how about this? How about we hit up a couple of games around the NFL before Jeff gets out of here? That way we can get Jeff's picks for Saturday games, okay? So let's start off with this. Let's start off with the Cowboys-Detroit game. We know it was on Saturday. We picked that game before our show on Saturday. But the way that game ended with the Detroit Lions going for two after driving down the field, going for two, the controversy of the Decker not checking in when you saw Jared Goff, ESPN did a fabulous job of ratting out this referee. They showed Jared Goff pointing at the ref, telling Decker to go check in, and then Decker and number 58, the other guard, went and checked in, and number 70 was coming on the field to check in. The referee totally didn't want to hear none of it. Said number 70 is the only one that checked in. Did they forget that they were in Dallas? And if you're going to beat Dallas, you better blow them out and not come from behind because the referees want to get out of Dallas alive. Did I miss anything with that said?
Nope.
Does anyone have anything to add to that game?
The fact is this. I don't want to get too far because that's a part of my show.
Okay.
That the referees have been bad this year. Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's not beat around the bush. It's not just this game. There are multiple games this year where obvious. I'm not talking about slight pulls. I'm talking about people being tackled. I'm talking about, phantom fouls. I'm phantom roughing the pass. They have been horrible this year.
Yeah.
And this game, even though the NFL is on the defensive, they trying to clean it up, but it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. The referees have been bad this year. They're gonna have to figure something out.
Yeah,
Jeff, you got anything?
Yeah, I think the NFL just opening up that rabbit hole. It's a whole lot of people who think the NFL scripted. It's just like
script. I was about to say that.
When stuff happen like that, it's like, and ESPN caught it on TV, so you can't say it's the media stirring things up. It's right there, ironically, in black and white, as a ref would wear. But yeah, man, it's just opening up that whole mess.
Yep.
And then coach. Go ahead, lady.
No, I was just gonna say it's not a this year thing. I remember, and we can pull the tape. I remember last year y'all were laughing at me because I said, what are they teaching in ref college? Like what kind of training are they getting? Like what are they going when they go to school for this? What's going on? This is a constant thing, and it's just getting worse. Or it's getting reported a little more. Maybe that's what it is, or they're getting caught. But overall, this is a constant thing. They're definitely getting their pockets lined.
All right, let's get into a couple of other games really fast. I want to get into the Eagles Cardinals game. The Cardinals, the Eagles got out to an early lead. The Cardinals climbed back into the game and wound up taking the lead. The Eagles have lost 3 of their last 4.
Mhm.
And next week they have to play the Giants to get into the playoffs. But they put the Cowboys, Commanders, Giants, Eagles game all at the same time in the 4:00 slot. What do you guys see about going on with the Eagles? Are they broken, Jeff?
They're frauds. They're frauds. And you know what's crazy? It's going to sound wild because of where my theory is coming from. But Madden, I'm telling you, Madden exposed them for me last year. So I was playing with the Eagles, right? And this little boy just kept kicking my butt, bro. And I'm like, yo, why are you doing this? He was like, yo, the Eagles have no linebackers for real. Like, all you have to do is what he say? He said, all you got to do, I forgot what he said off the top of my head right now. And as I've been watching it, it's just like, yo, a lot of the plays that been happening on Philly has been coming right through the middle, attacking the linebackers at the line of scrimmage. They're not controlling the line how they were in the beginning of the year.
Last year, they lost stuff on the defensive line.
They may be some frauds, man. And it's just, but the thing is, I'd rather they win a division over Dallas.
Okay, the thing about Philadelphia, I'm gonna put this out there. The fact that Philadelphia lost both offense and defensive coordinator, and it shows. The offense has been helter-skelter, and the defense is the same. I've said this off and on throughout these games. They keep the same positioning on the defensive line. Whether they rotate people in or not, they're still in the same type position. The difference is they have different people. You have to adjust to the people that you have. If the scheme is not working in the first half, adjust. And before Patricia, in the last 2 weeks, they weren't adjusting. They were leaving, okay, we're just going to leave it like we'll figure it out. But then again, like he was saying, the linebackers, Nakobe Dean's been hurt since like week 4. The foot, that dreaded foot injury he's had, I think like week 4. Now, and then the other person that had that, I think he's gone. So then you have somebody who didn't play with this defense last year is coming in to try to fill. So that's part of the problem as well.
All right, let me do this because I'm going to jump through these games real fast. Another great game was Pittsburgh Seattle. I know because Jeff got like a couple of minutes before he got to go. Pittsburgh and Seattle was another great game this weekend. Mike Tomlin, everybody had him for dead about a couple of weeks ago, and now we're going to be playing on Saturday to secure another winning season and possibly a playoff spot, depending on what happens with between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. We're going to pick that game here in a little bit. Also, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Bengals, eliminating them from the playoffs and securing their spot. San Francisco and Baltimore have both claimed the number 1 spots in their divisions, respectively, for the playoffs, securing home field advantage. Baltimore has nothing to play for on Saturday. Neither does San Fran on Sunday. Let's pick these 2 games real quick. We got Pittsburgh traveling to Baltimore on Saturday at 3:30. That'll be 4:30 Eastern for everybody else. Pittsburgh is -3 at 110. Their money line is -250. Baltimore is +3.5 at -110. Their money line is -165. The over/under set at 36.5. 114 for the over, 107 for the under. Jeff, you get to pick this game any way you want. Baltimore may be sitting a lot of people, but the last time they did that, they lost the next week when they played. So I think it's going to come down to which starters can we rest that have too many bumps and bruises, and can we get away without playing Lamar Jackson in this game? All right, Jeff, who you got?
I would take. Oh man, I would have to take the Ravens on that +3, only because their backup. What's his name? I
don't even know who it is right now. Huntley.
Isn't Huntley? Yeah, Huntley has proven he could win with the team, And like you said, it comes down to the who they can rest, who they can't. But I think they could stick it in that +3. And plus, you know, Pick, you've been listening to the show. I'm a part-time Ravens fan now,
you
man.
are a part-time Ravens fan.
You know I'm taking us, man.
So Lady A has been saying that she's rolling with Maryland. So we talked about this. Yeah, we talked about this last night, and I didn't take Maryland last week, but I'm taking Maryland this week. Go Maryland plus the 3.5. I like that anyway. Lady A.
Yeah, so I like Mike Tomlin. I do. But I have to go with the team who is definitely doing some things right now. So Maryland plus the
3.5.
And a half.
Wow. I told Pick this earlier in the week that I had to stop kicking out on Baltimore. But if Baltimore was not going to play in the starters, I'm going with Pittsburgh to win this game to get into the playoffs. So with that being said,
go ahead with your bad self.
Hey, you may be the one that win this one this week.
All right. Hold on, real quick. What's Baltimore's? I mean, what's the Steelers' score? Right? I mean, what's their record right now?
What's their record right now?
9-7.
9-7.
9-7.
Okay, I'll stick.
They no winning season this year.
Who?
Mike Tomlin.
This is a winning season. 9-7.
Oh, not. I'm sorry, 9-7.
Yeah, 9-7.
Yeah. So even if he loses this game, he's above 500. So that's my goal for Mike. Just make sure he above 500.
All right. Our next game that we're going to talk about is the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. This game is for the division as well. You got the Houston Texans with C.J. Stroud, who's back. You got the Indianapolis Colts with Gardner Minshew, who has been looking absolutely fabulous this year. This is for a playoff spot, no doubt right now. Let's look at this line. We got the Houston Texans at -1.5 at -109. Their money line is -121. The Indianapolis Colts are +1.5 at -112. Their money line is +100. The over-under set at 47.5. -108 for the over, 113 for the under. Jeff, who you got?
Okay, so I have to take the Texans. So I've called in the beginning of the year that the Texans was going to win the division. Everyone said I was crazy for that, right? So I need this to hit right now because I'm going to give the biggest I told you so beer to everyone on the show. Because they called me crazy and I called it. So let's go Houston.
Well, we have Bruce Glass, who was on the Texans from the beginning. Bruce has been yelling Texans, I believe, since minicamp. He's been yelling Texans since minicamp. And we was telling Bruce, you crazy. We just don't see it. Well, Bruce, Lady A source for all of her picks. I'm rolling with the Texans as well. C.J. Stroud, Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who gets my vote. Lady A.
You landed your money line pick, money line?
Oh yeah, I'm going money line here, sir.
I just gotta make sure.
It's for clarity. But I don't get my picks from Bruce. But
you do. No, it's a new year. Tell the truth.
But I'm going Texans money line.
Okay, say it. Are you Wilson again?
They're playing in Indianapolis.
Yeah, they are.
Indianapolis
good quarterback
nice
play do travel.
They came out and did their thing last week.
That's cute.
And I believe the Colts have one more in them. I think they're gelling at the right time, but it's unfortunate they run into Houston. I think Houston defense is much better. Give me Houston money line.
All right.
Okay. Clean sweepy sweep there. Okay.
I see.
All right. So, Jeff, we're gonna get you for one more game, and we'll talk about this after you go. But last night we had both of the semifinals for the college football playoffs. We'll talk about this here in a little bit. But right now we're gonna get into the matchups between Washington and Michigan. Okay. Everyone saw how that went. We'll talk about Alabama, Michigan. We'll talk about Texas, Washington in a second, just like I said. But let's get this line in real quick. We got Washington at +5. Michael Penix was ridiculous last night. They're +5 at -112. Their money line is +150. Michigan is going in at -5, -109. Their money line is -195. The over-under set at 56. 109 for the over, 112 for the under. All right, Jeff, who you got?
That's a hard one because Penix he balled yesterday. But on the other hand, Michigan is playing with a chip on their shoulder. I don't know, man. They look like a different monster. But you know what? I gotta take Washington +5. I don't think they're gonna lose by more than that. But Penix can pull it out, especially if Michigan allow him to run through their defense like Milroe's doing.
Okay. So with me, what I saw last night with my own eyes was this. I thought that Michigan just totally said Alabama's wide receivers can't beat them one-on-one. So they blitzed Milrose, and I don't know what was going on there. But what I saw when Washington played Texas was Penix had some mobility. He had some escapability. And when he got downfield, he hurt you. And he definitely, if you give his wide receivers one-on-one, he's definitely going to put that ball in a spot where they can get to it. I love Michigan's defense, but if they try to go and blitz Penix, put your track shoes on back there in the secondary, because these wide receivers are going to run past you. They got the best wide receivers in college football right now. I'm worried about their running game, but give me Washington money. Lady A.
I remember going from Washington in another game, and y'all were looking at me like I was crazy. I can't remember if it was this year or last year, but they won that game.
The facts.
Man,
Dude,
I
will bringing the receipts.
Because I'm like, y'all think I was crazy, but they won that game, and I remember that, because I was on the island on my own. I'm not a believer in Michigan right now, so I'm going Washington +5.
Washington +5.
Yeah.
Say it.
First of all, go to Hawks. The committee made a mistake. They know they made a mistake. They poo-pooed themselves, but that's not here or there. I watched some of the Michigan games this year, and I watched them struggle against teams that should be blown out, and they did not. Washington is one of those teams that can expose you on the defensive side, especially cornerback safety position. And that's one of the weakest spots of the defensive game, because Michigan prepped their team to play teams like Georgia. With that being said, give me Washington and +5 as well.
Washington +5.5. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us, man. I know you really got to get out of here. The next time we have you back, we plan on having you a little longer. We're gonna try to get you and Linnell on at the same time. Oh my God, that's probably gonna be a crazy show. So I will try to work that out.
Get the Chase Sexual on.
Yeah, we'll try to get both of you guys on at the same time. So I'll be trying to get with both of y'all to see when the schedule works out, so we can have both of you guys on. I love having you on, Jeff, and I appreciate the work that you do with BMitch Finlay. Do me a favor, punch Brian in the head. Don't hurt your hand. Just punch him in the stomach for me tomorrow, and grab Finley's ear. Grab Finley's ears.
We don't condone violence.
I was gonna say, I don't know if my hand's big enough for Finley is, but yo, I definitely appreciate y'all for having me on, and for sure, we definitely gonna do this again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Hey, man, y'all make sure y'all tune into BMitch Finlay show with Jaff Walker and Landfill on that show. We appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you for coming by.
All right, Jeff. Thanks.
Right.
Oh, yeah, no. You got to understand that BMitch actually tries to put Jeff in headlocks all the time, and it's a whole thing between that show, man. It's actually absolutely a fun place to work. Y'all know I've been in that studio with them a couple of times. So
I was gonna say, fun place to work. You leaving us to go there?
I'm trying.
Dang,
I will be back
the way
home.
He said that was just with no conviction. You hear that said?
I heard him over there.
That's all right. I'm going over the Doc show. Look at Sam's face.
We're gonna talk about your contract, lady. We're gonna talk about your contract real quick, okay?
Oh, but you could go to BMitch Finlay. You see
That's a
how
whole
you
different
do?
subject. That's a whole different subject. Okay, that's a whole different subject.
You see how you do?
Hey, let's talk about Alabama and Michigan. All right. I know we want to get to the end of this, but yesterday me and said we normally do. We're on the phone like the whole game. I never felt like Alabama put their foot down and took control of this game. And when they did, the center literally stalled out the next drive with bad snaps. He had 2 bad snaps in a row. Next thing you know, you're looking at 3rd and 29. It was the center by himself derailed a whole drive when they started to run the ball, get momentum and things like that. And then Michigan just, once they got the ball back, they went down and did what Michigan do, which is run the ball, hit you with some timely passes, and Alabama never adjusted. Lady A, what did you see different from this game?
So I didn't get to watch the game live. I did see some clips and things. I think what you see is a result of studying. We literally, when we picked this last game, we kind of talked about how there are certain teams that study and structure the way that they play off of the teams that they play. And that's kind of what we see. It carries over into the NFL. When it comes to divisions, division games, they tend to play each other harder because they're used to each other. So I think that's what we saw. And as a result, you can see with the outcome in the game, but you have a team that's structured to find the weaknesses of this particular team. It doesn't really matter how good your team is. If they literally train to pick apart your game plan, to find holes and weaknesses. So that's kind of what we saw.
Say it.
Yeah, it just, I don't know, man.
Tell us the real, because you trying to hold it back. Tell us the real, because I was going to say something, but I'm like, say going to touch on that part.
Go ahead, say, get on stage.
Just I'm gonna wait till the segment.
Okay. So you gonna wait till your segment. Got you. Because I know you gonna touch on one particular part. I said don't say that, because Sid gonna have that. I know he will. So I'm gonna wait for you.
Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Washington Huskies versus the Texas Longhorns. First off, I gotta say this. I didn't know how good Washington's head coach is. 100+ wins to 11 losses throughout his head coaching career.
That's amazing.
Maybe you guys didn't see that graphic yesterday, but 100+ wins to 11 losses. This guy is about his business, and everywhere he goes, he wins. I don't know how this guy is flying under the radar, but in the last season of the Pac-12, he wins the Pac-12 championship. He goes undefeated. And you see that track team. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Texas. They had an unbelievable season. They knocked off a couple of heavy hitters, and they're going into the SEC next year. And they have a bright future. I'm not sure why they got away from their running game. Why Texas got away from their running game as much as they did. But when they did, you saw the difference between their offense and Penix's offense and the offense with Penix. Those wide receivers were ridiculous, as I said earlier. But Texas has some nice wide receivers too. When you doubled their main 2 top targets, number 13 came through and did what he did. And said one of your guys was there from Georgia, Mitchell. What's his name? Marshall. Yeah, him. Oh my God, that unbelievable catch that he had in the end zone to get the score to within 1. That was amazing by itself. I went crazy. Like, the dude's hang time was ridiculous.
True.
But again, that defense, when you left them corners on the island 1-on-1, what did you expect? These are the best wide receivers in the country. So, Sid, what did you get from that game?
I felt like that Sarkisian, he didn't put the greatest game plan together until the 4th quarter, when he realized that we got to throw this ball, we can get it around. but it was available all game long. It wasn't just in the fourth quarter they can throw this ball around. Because remember, they were only down, 10 points going into
10
the fourth.
points. Yep.
They had plenty of chance, but he was a little bit too conservative in the one game. Matter of fact, it got to the point to where they started showing Arch Manning like they was going to bench Ewers and bring Arch Manning into the game.
They thought he had a concussion.
Stretching, put his helmet on. So
he
they
had
were like,
remember he hit his head. Exactly. They were evaluating him for a concussion.
So they was saying, maybe we should just go ahead and bring him in, but he left him out there to see. Would have been amazing. A Manning
in New Orleans,
comeback win.
Mm-hmm.
All the money would have come when the UT conference after that game.
Somebody would have hit the transfer
University
portal.
of Tennessee. I mean Texas, because the original UT is University of Tennessee. I had to look it up. Trust me, it is. So, but that's what I think. I mean, he did. The defense did what they were supposed to do going down the stretch to give them a chance to win that game. And Sarkisian play calling was trash. Let's put it what it is. Down the fourth quarter, it was trash. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not the fourth quarter. The first 3 quarters, it was trash. And then he finally woke up toward the end again, which gave him a chance.
Right.
The defense gave him a chance early. They just didn't have the offensive scheme wasn't together.
That's funny you say that. Said I really felt like it came down to coaching and the whole, and it's funny because that's what you led with coaching. And I really feel like that's what it boiled down to.
Right.
And you're absolutely right. And I think that this national championship game is going to come down to coaching as well. I think one of these coaches has a foot out of the door already. And then the other coach is here to prove that he belongs. So we're going to see how that goes. Okay. Let's do a little behind the scenes magic. Lady A, you're
before you do that pick, you're gonna do the preview of this other game first, or what you gonna do?
What other game say it?
You were supposed to preview the next game with the Commanders.
Okay. Let's do that. Okay, let's do that.
Because you jumped around because you want to get those games left.
Yeah.
You go with the next game.
So
the top seed,
like let's get back on track.
The preview of the Washington game.
Yeah. So this is why Sid runs the show. If y'all didn't know, this is why I always clear it with him. This is why I always clear with him. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this preview of the Cowboys Commanders right now. The Washington Commanders will host the Dallas Cowboys this week. The Dallas Cowboys are coming in off of a win over Detroit with a little bit of controversy at the end. What's at stake? For the Commanders, the number 2 pick is at stake. For the Dallas Cowboys, a division title. One of us on this show picked the Dallas Cowboys to win the division this year. And they're here right now. It's not Ant. The other thing that's at stake, too, is the Philadelphia Eagles have a possibility of winning the division, but they're both playing at 4 o'clock. For the Commanders, you can't say just throw this game because football is one of those games where you have to absolutely put your all into it because, like we said with Doc about 2 weeks ago, if you play halfway, you will get hurt and you will be out for this season, next season, and then the eye in the sky tells the coaches, which may be your future coaches, your future owner, your future GM, whether you have the heart to play this game or not. Because if they see you going soft, if they see you not giving it your all, not going out 100%, they may not invite you back. You may be a cut casualty, right? And then the other 32 teams also, other 31 teams also see what you're doing. So you have to play hard. You have to be competitive. For the Cowboys here, they need to prove that they can win on the road. They need to prove that they can win on the road. Yes, the Commanders are a bad team. Yes, the Commanders have like the 32nd ranked defense. Yes, the Commanders have like the 31st ranked offense. So what they need to do is come out and just dominate every way possible. The last time they came up and did something terrible to us, they brought those benches. I'm not sure if the NFL is going to allow them to do that again, but it should be a cold day in Washington. And who knows? Lady A, what do you see happening with this game?
I see some people trying to save face. That's what I'm going to see. I'm also going to see some players trying to ball out. And the reason why they're going to try to ball out is because they want to be retained on this team. We already know the coaches are there are going to be some people that are going to be gone on the coaching staff. We already know that. But as far as the players are concerned, I expect to see some players trying very hard to showcase their talent. So that's what we're kind of gonna get. And then yes, what John said about Terry. Terry's just trying to get some records in there to get some stats. And then when you go to the games, a lot of times, especially when they're doing warm-ups, they'll put on the big screen, they'll put like how close someone is to getting, specific records and things like that. So there are a few players on the team that are trying to get their records. They're trying
Get
to,
their bonuses.
yeah, they're trying to get these things because, but not just bonuses, just to pad their stats, not pad them. I don't want to say it like that because that's looked at as a bad thing, but to get their stats together because you don't know. Unfortunately, this is the day and age that we're in when it comes to NFL. You don't know where you're going to be. When you want to negotiate your contract, oh, well, I got this, I got that, it's your resume. So that's really what they're trying to do. They're trying to get their resumes together. That's what I see the players doing. The fans are checked out. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So the energy is going to be pretty crazy. And it's a division game. So I expect a lot of tailgating, a lot of roaming in the stands, roaming in the stadium, but the fans are going to be there for a party. It's the end of the year, whatever. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm expecting. On the field, players are going to do what they can. The coaches, they seem to have already checked out as well.
See it.
I think the Cowboys they're going to have to come out and do their thing. They're going to have to come out and establish because it's a one game playoff for who wins the division. If Philly beats the Giants and the Cowboys lose, Philly goes back. They switch back to where they were.
Right.
If they end in a tie, Dallas has a tiebreaker over Philly. So Dallas is going to have to come out and do their thing. They're going to have to come out and try to put this game away early, or come out and dominate early and hold on to the end. Mm-hmm. And then Tyrod Taylor's playing for the Giants. So that game is no longer given. I told you this weeks ago while Tyrod was playing before he got hurt, he fit that scheme. He made that team run. Tyrod's getting rid of the ball. He's not holding. Mm-hmm. He was hitting people in the head. He letting it go. You might well turn around because I'm going to hit you with it. So, he's played his worth as a backup. He really has. So, it's gonna be interesting. And with the way the Eagles are going right now, it's gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah.
Most definitely. So are we back on track, say it?
Top seats.
Top seats. Oh, I did that a little bit. Mm-mm. Okay.
He mentioned it, but not.
I did, but
you was talking about me more. You slid past the rest. But go ahead.
Okay, with Baltimore, what Baltimore did this weekend to the Dolphins. Does anyone see Baltimore? Yeah, I mean, does anyone see Baltimore slipping in the playoffs?
It's just all they're saying now. All they're saying now is everything running through Baltimore. That's what they're saying now. Everything usually run through Kansas City, but right now everything's running through Baltimore. All the AFC has got to run through Baltimore. How well they play the outdoors. That works both ways though, because your boy like to wear them Lolos. It is what it is. I'm just saying, your boy like to wear them Lolos. I'm just saying. He'll tweak ankle away from being out of the game again. But I think that Todd Monken. What you saying?
I was gonna say, he's a pregame meal away from being in the bathroom.
Right. I think Todd Monken has changed the way that Lamar looks at the game with the way he play calls. I must say, I kind of miss Monken, but hey, it is.
Lady A.
Baltimore is no. Let's back up. Lamar said give me the money. I got you. They gave him the money. He got him. I can't even be mad at him.
Mm-mm.
You can't even be all that talk about Lamar and his money. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. You pay me, I got you. I think that it's good to see for them. It's really good to see for them. It's been a while since the Baltimore fans had this much excitement, because they really do have a shot. Like, really do. Like, they earn their spot. So I'm proud of them. I just think that they're the ones to beat.
Is Lamar Jackson an MVP?
I feel like he's deserving of it, but will he get it? This is the NFL.
Right now, yes.
Yeah. Okay. This is the NFL. He's deserving of it.
Because I said a few weeks ago, we sat here on the podcast. I said a few weeks ago to Ant, the way Dallas Cowboy quarterback was playing, he was the hottest thing smoking at that point in time.
Right.
You couldn't take away what Dak was doing. I mean, he was playing at elite level, and they went on the road, and he forgot what he was doing. Lamar and them still winning. They're still doing their thing.
Yeah, they are.
And then let's talk about San Fran. San Fran, we all know what San Fran did this week versus the Commanders. Christian McCaffrey, everyone expected Christian to run for like 400 yards, but it's like they sat him out a little bit. I think it was like the third and fourth quarter, somewhere between there. They just pulled him. I'm not sure if it was an injury or what, or just preserving him for the playoffs. But you got Christian McCaffrey, who is doing everything for San Fran. He is the drink that stirs the straw. And then you got Brock Purdy, who only thing he does is just come. He had an amazing bounce back game from the Baltimore game, who is another MVP candidate here. San Fran has totally locked up. Say it. I'll be right back.
All right. San Fran has totally locked up the number one seed in the NFC, and that everything from the NFC side will be running through the 49ers. So the 49ers are going to be at the house for, the whole playoffs unless they lose.
Yeah.
And with them adding Chase to their defense has made their defense that much better because he's crashing the pocket.
Right.
But it's San Francisco's offense that people have to worry about. They're healthy. And I think that's why they pulled McCaffrey out for just in case.
Yeah.
They pulled him out of there for just in case because,
Yeah. He was doing a lot the first half. He was doing a lot the first half.
Yes.
And I mean, San Francisco, they're pretty consistent on both sides of the ball though. So, like you said, with Chase and Bosa, we know their history together. And I feel like having them both on the field at the same time is amazing. But keep in mind that, I don't know you can't take away the mental part of things. Chase is playing, but he's going to be a free agent at the end of the season. Like, what is his head in the game? It was a couple times. It could be the team he was playing. I felt like his head wasn't in the game. Towards the end of the game, the second half. So mentally, I don't know where Chase will be. But I'm sure that the entire team is going to definitely push through. I think that, they're really consistent. That's really all they've been this year is consistent.
So my question to you guys next is if Christian McCaffrey or Brock Purdy, do they knock each other off, or does the MVP come from San Fran?
I don't think the MVP will come from San Francisco unless, because like I said, it's the NFL. Unless San Francisco literally goes like a major push, when you're consistent, the NFL doesn't recognize you. That's how I feel. So I feel like I don't think that it's going to come from them.
Okay.
Yeah, Don,
Chase is a legit non-factor. He is. Well, Chase better get it together because he will be playing for a contract next year. So there's nothing left to say because
I think he's at 11 and a half sacks. So
he's
still
had
producing.
this past game. I mean, I'll give it to him.
Maybe not this past game, but
yeah, this past game, I think he mentally checked out. Like at the beginning of before the game started, I'm nosy. I pay attention to certain people. When the team came out, Chase, you know how they go to the end zone and they kneel, they pray and all of that. Chase was like really far behind. He didn't go into the end zone to kneel and pray. I don't think that his head was in that game.
mm-hmm.
So I can't judge, his performance with San Francisco just off of this past game, because this is a team they played against that's the team he's been with. And that's the team he's loved for his entire life. You have to remember this is where he's from. And then he just left. Left.
That part too is you had a chance to show the team that thought less of you what you can absolutely do. Because they have no they said from the beginning of the year, we're not giving you a contract extension. And then they trade you in the middle of the year, right? And they trade your best friend to another team to get a draft pick back. So you have an absolute chance to come back and shove it in their face, and you didn't. Now, if that competitive spirit was all, but if that competitive spirit was, and this is versus a tackle that you played against and practiced against, so you know his weaknesses, right?
Yeah, sure.
And you have a chance to expose this person or show this person that he's not better than me, and I am that dude, and you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier said than done. I feel like he looked like he was going through some type of mental struggle. I don't know what it was. I just know that what I saw is that his head wasn't in the game, especially the second half of the game, which is not a surprise to me that he may have only had one tackle. Because before the game started, I saw something, So I can't judge how he played against the Commanders as far as everything that he's done since he's gone to San Francisco, because he was doing well. So he was doing better with San Francisco than he was with the Commanders.
Okay. Once again, do not forget to like and subscribe to the First String Podcast. Make sure you guys give us that good thumbs up and hit the bell to enable alerts for new content just like this. And then that most important part is that you tell a friend to tell a friend about First String Podcast. Okay, Lady A, you are up. You got the big box, ma'am.
Okay, so a little bit of news. At the pregame show on Sunday, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Danny Garcia announced that the XFL and the USFL, they have definitely officially merged, and they have changed the name of the league to the UFL. So with that said, the UFL they've already announced that they were going to push it back and they were going to start in March. But what does that mean? How does this merger look? Well, this particular merger means that they're going to have two different divisions. You're going to have the USFL conference and the XFL conference.
Oh, nice. So they still get to keep their brands a little bit.
Yeah. So all the teams didn't make it. Sad to say. For the USFL conference, you have the Birmingham Stallions. The head coach will be Skip Holtz. Houston Roughnecks are Curtis Johnson. That's their head coach. Memphis Showboats. Their head coach is John DeFilippo.
Okay, good try.
I sound like Pick right now. I'm sorry, Pick.
I knew that was coming.
You do. Michigan Panthers, Mike Nolan is the head coach. So that's the USFL conference. Just the 4 teams. The XFL conference is the Arlington Renegades. Their head coach is Bob Stoops.
Mm-hmm.
DC Defenders is our friend Reggie Barlow.
Who we'll have on the show soon.
Yes. San Antonio Brahmas, Wade Phillips is the head coach. St. Louis Battlehawks, Anthony Becht. Now, both teams, of course, they had a Houston team, but of course, they took the XFL team's brand, but gave them the USFL coach. So that's how that.
So it's 8 teams?
It's 8 teams.
8 teams total, 4 for each conference. So their training camp is not going to start until February 24th in Arlington, kind of what the XFL was doing. So that's how that's going to be set up. They're going to play 10 regular season games starting on March 30th. And that first game, the very first game, will be Birmingham and Arlington playing.
The two champs, as John is saying.
You said, yeah. So the two champs are going to be playing, which should be exciting. So just to give people a little insight, the XFL actually were trying to merge with the Canadian Football League, but they just dropped that. That was way back when, but they never did anything. So then they stayed within the U.S. and they merged with. He said half the teams play in Texas. Yeah, I peeped that too, Don. But it's definitely exciting to see those new, I guess the coaches that are new to their teams. It's exciting to see what they can do. And definitely a great partnership that they're doing. They're going to have the former CEO of the XFL will be the CEO of the UFL.
Okay.
And then the former USFL president is going to be lead football operations. So they're trying to truly merge people. It's not just one league taking over the other. They're truly merging, and I think that should do well.
So tell me the name of the league, the new league now.
The UFL is United Football League.
Okay, so UFL. It just okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
See, the only thing that means is we're going to some games this year.
Oh, for sure.
You guys are in Texas. You
ain't never lied.
You
have the spot, their hub, and all of that. All of their operations are out of Texas.
We got to get with Coach Barlow so we can get down here and get a little inside
really
the trail.
We
really do. We need to get with Coach Barlow so maybe we can get out there and see his little pre-camps and stuff like that, workouts. Yeah. And maybe I can get my 40 time down. Okay, maybe not.
That's fine. I was being respectful.
My bad.
Hold on 1 second before we do this.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know what time it is. Says in the big box. It's time for the best segment on First String Podcast. You know what it's called. It's called Leaking Oil. Where we just give Sid the mic and shut up, laugh, and listen. I'm sure my man's coming with some hot takes today. He's been holding back half of the show, so he's finna let it go. Leaking Oil is brought to you today by
Crisco.
Crisco. Okay,
Crisco, you know.
Crisco.
But not the liquid kind, the kind in the can.
The can Crisco.
Welcome back.
Lard.
Welcome back. I mean, it's been a nice few weeks of football here, and before I jump into League Oil, because we skipped over this earlier when we was doing these games. Let me go ahead and
yes, please let us see.
Go ahead and throw this out here for Week 17 picks.
Go ahead. Oh, hold on, wait.
Oh, child.
Oh, people went bananas.
Look at what we did, Sam.
Oh, just go 13-3. You just gonna go 13-3.
Look at that.
Look at that. Look at child.
It's just a little bit. It is a little bit.
You got a little room. You got a little room, lady. You got a little room, huh?
Just a little bit.
Got a little room.
Now, what I'm gonna say is, lady ain't had me scared for a little while there.
Because I was killing it.
Hey, her first 6 or 7.
I was like, wait a minute.
Check. What's on my paper? No. We meant to do it earlier before we got those games done, but we didn't do it, so just want you guys to know. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. We're going to start with the Carolina Panthers, right? Okay. You know the Carolina Panthers fired their head coach. They're struggling.
I love it when Sid has visuals.
You see what I say? That was an expensive drink. NFL fired him $300,000. Guess what?
Ooh.
My lawsuit coming too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
You know what I'm saying? I thought those boys gonna get up in that window. I think I probably would have jumped him in the window.
I think he wanted to, but it's kind of high up.
Why would you do that when you got money coming? Because he just rained liquid gold on you.
Player.
I don't like that pitch. Don't say that ever again.
Alcohol. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm just telling you what it is, player. I ain't I probably still would have got a check, but I'm the threat.
You're not gonna get no check if you're not gonna get no check if you're going upside his head.
Hey.
Well, no. So the guy, if you paid attention, the guy looked like he was trying to configure and how to get up there, but it's kind of high. If you've ever been right outside the box, it's kind of high. Yeah.
So I mean, hey, it is what it is. So with that being said, I gotta bring them back in here because it's another week, another day.
Well, he got everybody.
You see what I say? This is exactly how Falcon fans feel. You see the expression on his face?
Yes.
Why? Another week, another nonsense, a bunch of stupid play calling. Just fire this dude already. What are we waiting on?
I mean,
what are we waiting on?
Mm-hmm.
How many more games do we have to lose before they show this guy's trash? You got rid of Dan Quinn. He had 2 bad years back to back. You fired him. He had 3.
Well,
this dude has 3. Arthur Blank. Fun no. What we waiting on? We're waiting on. Ain't I got time for this nonsense, man. I'm tired of losing. We need a winner up in here.
Tell them.
I'm just telling you, we need to win. But you know what? I'm not just jumping on them. Wait. Get to the bottom.
Not just poo-poo. Oh, my goodness.
Offense and defense.
That's your team said that.
Offense and defense. The play calling has been abysmal. The defense has been scarce. I'm going to need these boys to start adjusting to what's going on the field instead of watching their tape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm needing them to do. I know they got Patricia over there.
Stop it.
Ooh. I should have had his picture on there. Anyway, so he came from New England don't mean he got a chop. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
don't mean he got a chop.
Like, we need to take his key.
Hey, but you know what? Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes I do that. Hey, sometimes visuals are the best example.
Yeah, they are.
Sometimes you got to see where it's coming from. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Speaking of see where it's coming from.
Oh my goodness. They need to go to
retrain. In the NFL, I'm sorry, in the US Army, you are a go or no go at this situation. They're no go. Straight trash. The referees they can't find me. They can't find me. They can ask me to cease and desist. They still trash. Trash. I've seen wide receivers get tackled. I've seen DBs get pulled down by wide receivers, no flags thrown. I've seen the jersey almost snap off the back of a defensive lineman in front of the referee looking right at it. I ain't seen that.
I've seen some face masks too.
There you go.
Some face masks.
Look here. These referees, college and NFL, they got to do better. They got to do better. It's not like you're not making any money, right?
Because they make it.
Because last time I checked, this is a part-time job for them.
And they make more than the average on that part-time job.
$150,000 for the year. It might be more than that. I need to recheck that. I had the correct information. I should have wrote that down. I had the correct information for the next one. You know what I'm saying? For the next one. But last but not least, I've been holding on this one for a while. It was going to be first. It was going to be first. But they had to bring it out the end.
Yeah, that was.
You see these knuckleheads right here?
That was funny.
You see these boys right here?
Yeah.
You see what happened when you get a poor selection? You see? You see what happened?
Oh, he threw it.
You know what? The utter disrespect. If you had told me we struggled in 3 or 4 games and it was too close, we lost, yada, yada, yada. You got a team that had not lost a game in almost 3 years.
Yep.
At some point, we were going to lose. That alone, we're the first team to drop from number 1 to number 6.
Yeah.
Off of one loss in a playoff game, not during the season. Because last time I checked, they put Alabama in.
They did.
They didn't play in the conference title. They put them in. They found a way to put them in. And we watched Bama go out here and poo-poo the bed. They out here, Milroy. I wish he'd showed up in Atlanta. What the hell he was at? That's the Milroy should have showed up in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But he did not. And that's the. You know what? I digress.
Don't digress. Get into that final play call. Get into that final play call, which you missed earlier.
Let's talk about it.
What are the words? What are the words? What in the utter stupidity? How do you run a quarterback draw up the middle? The dude might be 200 pounds soaking wet. Instead of giving him an off-tackle run to where he can outrun one person to the end zone. Because like I told Pick, this is exactly what I told Pick when they got to play. I'd have put three wide receivers to the short side of the field. I'd have put the other wide receiver all the way down to the sideline. He'd have been standing on the sideline. And obviously, so between the sideline and the end zone is either linebacker or DB that has to catch his quarterback. He's always so fast, right?
Right.
Give him the opportunity to get into the end zone. Running him up the middle was not that opposite. You're right, John. What in the bum bibbly?
I was waiting.
What in the teeter-totter?
What?
I can't say the word. Wait a minute. I had to pull one back. I was finna get a major fire right there. I was finna get a major fire right there. Let me reel that one back. Hold on.
Wait, did you just rewind? Did you just rewind?
What in the teeter-totter did out of 2 timeouts? That's the best play you can come up with.
No, that was the third play that they came up with. He said they had one for the first timeout, one for the second timeout.
I'm saying after 2 timeouts, that's the best play you can come up with.
Let's go back to the first one. How about that?
The first one was set up the way we wanted to be set up. They ran more than and then they changed. You know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna run that play. Why? With that being said, I've had enough of the 2023 college football playoff selection travesty committee. Right here in Grapevine, Texas. I should have been up there knocking on the door. Don't come out here with no nonsense like y'all just did again, ever.
Well,
it's 12 teams next year.
Okay. What in the bum bibbly are they doing?
What in the bum bibbly?
What in the Peter Potter?
That was leaking oil.
That was the best segment on First Street Podcast, Leaking Oil. Brought to you guys by the lard version of Crisco. That can with the white grease in it that you got to turn the stove up to 1,000 to melt. When you put your chicken in it, when you put your chicken in there, it goes.
That's the one you grease your pan with your bacon.
Man, what a great show we just had. That's a good first show for this season. And we want to thank everybody and for continuing to support First Screen Podcast. We really do appreciate you guys, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us. Hit that bell to enable alerts for new content. And then don't forget to tell a friend. We do appreciate each and every one of y'all comments. We are streaming live on X, on each one of our X's. We are on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. So please go ahead, give us that feedback so we can continue to do this. And y'all tell us which parts of the show y'all like the best, and we will bring that to y'all. Of course, we can't have a whole show full of Sid and his bum bibblies, but we will do what we can do. Lady A.
Yes.
Did you get any rest?
No.
Okay.
Well, I haven't been back to work yet of this new year. I thought that I would be able to rest, but
no.
Hasn't happened. Maybe tomorrow.
All right, tell my birthday twin I said Happy New Year.
I will.
Got you. Say it.
Yes, sir.
My man's on vacation, chilling. Did we cover everything?
Yes, we did. I'm gonna try to go put a couple poles in the water tomorrow. I ain't been out there in a minute. I'm gonna get out there. It's supposed to be up to like 6 tomorrow afternoon. So, you know,
good luck. Good
I'm gonna
luck.
go out here and do my thing. Put a couple poles in the water. See if I can
See if you
snap
can reel in something. Good.
Oh, I have one last thing to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Lady A said 13-3.
Go on, girl.
That's a fine.
Yeah, that's not fine. That's truth. That's fact.
That's a finable offense.
13-3.
It all comes down to next week, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to next week.
Yes, it does.
All right. Don't forget on Saturday we got Droopy will be joining us, as well as Dump Truck Don for the questions of the month. We'll be back at you guys on Saturday. Check in with us for your NFL picks and things like that. Man, we look forward to it. We thank y'all so much for everything that y'all do, and we're glad that everyone made it safely into 2024. With that being said, shouts out to my son, United States Air Force. First String Podcast is second to none. Come get some. Tell them, say it.
Go Dogs.
Hail.
Ready for your beats? Our first song from the person.